Hi everyone, Bruce Smith again. Another edition of In Nature's Realm. Haven't been able to get out onto the waters as much as I'd like over winter because it's been very cold, and also I've had some problems with my eyes, which I've been seeing an eye specialist. Everything's all good now, so I haven't been able to get out into the water, but going out today, Hepburn Lagoon, and hopefully we might catch some fish there. I've heard it's a bit slow at the moment, the odd fish has been caught, so I'll go out there and give it a bit of an investigation and see what it's like. I have done the draw for the Ian Scott watercolor. That draw I've already done, and I've got that at the end of the video, so I'll announce the winner then, and we'll get in contact with that person via email and mail that prize off to the winner. Yeah, let's go out to Hepburn Lagoon, see if we can catch a fish, and get a bit of an insight for people who've never fished Hepburn Lagoon, and for those that have, yeah, we'll be able to give you a more up-to-date report. So see you in the water real soon. Alright, here we are at Hepburn Lagoon, and just getting my gear together. Last night I put on a brand new leader, which is something I tend to do on a regular basis. It's just good to have a good straight leader. The rod weight that I've got here is a 6-weight with a 6-weight line. Today the weather is overcast here down in Ballarat district, or up in the Central Highlands. It's probably a 5 to 10 knot wind, I suppose, from the north. Perfect for the northern shoreline of Hepburn Lagoon. And I don't know how this lake has been fishing. I haven't heard any reports at all, but it's a great place to fish, and yeah, I just love it. Alright, so heat through the fluorocarbon. Now I don't know what food items are about at the moment. I'll whack on a smelt pattern and probably start off that as a searching fly, but then when I get on the water I'll then watch to see exactly what is either hatching or available to the trout, and then we'll change our fly. So that's what we'll do. We'll take out the smelt pattern, and you know what smelt pattern I like. And I didn't bring those flies, do I? I don't know. What I'm whispering about there is got a smelt fly pattern from a fly fisherman by the name of Barry Sutton from the Bendigo Fly Fishing Club. I met him on Dean Reservoir during winter, which was probably only one of the spots that I fished during the winter. And he gave me this smelt pattern fly, and I tied up half a dozen, but guess what? I forgot to bring them. It's still on my fly tying bench. But that's alright. Next time I come, I'll give it a go then. Okay, as always, let's watch the water. Let's watch the water for any signs of trout feeding, or we might see some signs of some hatches of insects, which I doubt we'll see, but we may see some smelt moving about, attracting some trout. It's amazing. It's not a single other person down here. It's amazing. That's what I love about this area. And a lot of times you get the trout and the fishing all to yourself. It's just something great about sort of like being by yourself fishing. Well, we should watch it for a good 10 to 15 minutes. Wow, probably 10 minutes. Depends on how good your patience is. So we'll come back in about 10 minutes and we'll start fishing. See you in a minute. Alright, well, I was fishing, if you can, I'll point the camera out, I was fishing up at that calm patch where it's pointing out and the channel is there. So I fished in different sections, probably about 4 or 5 different spots along that shoreline. Now I'm down in this little cove here, which is basically right in the northwest of the lake, and all the spots around here, that can be very good. So, giving it a blind fish. Now, tactics that I've changed, I've put on a different fly. I've put on a woolly bugger, an orange bead headed woolly bugger, olive green woolly bugger. I'll show that to you in a second so you can see what fly I'm talking about there. I've put this fly on to maybe attract these trout. This orange breed really stands out, and it's worked a lot of times for me, and sometimes it hasn't. I think in some situations this fly can attract trout, and then other times I think it can scare them away. But it's got a lot of action in it, and as you can see, I've built the tail to be a lot longer, so it doesn't wrap around the actual bend of the hook. Two ways you can do it is to tie your tail short or tie it long. Tie it in between, you're going to be actually hooking up to your bend, or that's going to wrap around the bend. It's going to wrap around the bend of the hook quite a lot. So I'm going to be searching with this now. So let's get it out there. Now the retrieval method for this fly is being forced upon me because of the weed beds, and there's lots of them out there, and that extra weight. So bringing the fly down, and I was hooking up to a lot of weed. Now to combat that, what you do is you fasten up your retrieve and shorten the retrieve. So it's a fast strip pause, fast strip pause. Now that's not ideal. I don't like that retrieve. My favourite is a medium long draw like that, but it'll hook up. So you're sort of forced to in some situations, but just experiment and see how you go with it. Oh, Jesus, slipped down my fingers. Yeah. Now, something else I wanted to talk about was I went to, during the winter, in August, I went to the Wild Trout Conference. Now this was absolutely fantastic. This was conducted and produced by fisheries, and had a whole host of different people giving their thoughts into the trout fishing within Victoria. Fisheries done some great surveys within sort of like the upper small streams of the northeast, like the upper Goulburn River and a few other streams, but they come up with some interesting results and explanations, which was quite intriguing. I found it to be very, very informative. The speakers were great, and they also had special guest speakers by the way of Phil Weigel, a couple of other guys from Warrnambool, I've forgotten his name now, and of course they had Rex Hunt, and it was great. Met up with Rex again, and it was great to see Rex. Rex is just fantastic. He gives his time, to fishing, constantly, and he's always involved, and it's just great to see Rex get up there and talk about his life and fishing and how he started, and it was just magnificent. So the Wild Trout Conference was very good. Really enjoyed it, and I intend to go to the next one, even though they'll probably hold that within the country, I'm not sure, but this one was held within Melbourne at Preston there, and it was easy to get to, and they got around about 400 people, which is an unbelievable turn up. Probably one speaker there I didn't agree with what he was talking about, and he was talking about the climate change and how by the year 2050 we're going to be in big trouble and so forth. What these people don't realise is that the weather works on cycles, and there is a lot of people who believe, and I believe too, in the 100-year weather cycle. And you'll find that we're probably experiencing weather now that we did in, say, 1918. That's probably the weather we're experiencing now. Now weather records go that early, I'm not sure, so it might take a while to actually prove that, but everything goes in cycles. Okay, weather goes in cycles. Insects, life cycles. Parasites, life cycles. And so it revolves, and there's nothing permanent, and there's nothing that stays the same. So that's what people have got to believe. Now, if you don't believe that, fair enough. You've got your own beliefs and so forth, and you should believe this guy. Good luck to you. But I didn't believe in what he was saying. But like I said, the trout conference was fantastic. Alright, jeez. Now, in all this time I've been fishing, I haven't seen a fish move at all. That's very strange. But then again, it's still probably, edging around winter though. The temperature's still cold. And I'm not where the trout are. That's just it. I've got to be where the trout are. So I'll constantly move along. Alright. With that cast, I will talk to you a little bit later on with hopefully some fishing success. Okay guys, and girls. I don't know if any girls watch. But anyway, I've came from the left side of the dam wall, no success around there, and now I am on the left side, and I've walked a fair distance from the dam wall up to this section here. Now, as you can see, this hill just straight ahead, this hill underneath that soil is hard granite, really hard granite, and when the conditions are right, this can be really good with rainfall washing in a lot of food items into the lake. So for that reason, this section here gets quite a few trout congregating around here, so it's a favourite spot. Now, I've fished it for a little while. I've only fished a little bit of it, so I'm gonna be fishing further up along there. So this can be a great section of Hepburn Lagoon. Now guys, I want to bring your attention to what's happening in New South Wales. Now, in New South Wales, they've developed some more marine parks that extend over a great length of the New South Wales coastline. Now, these marine parks, they are banning people from fishing in there, and we have to nip this in the bud big time, because if we don't, and if you're probably thinking, we're in Victoria, why are we worrying about it? If it gets a foothold in New South Wales, I can guarantee you Victoria, all the politicians here in Victoria, will start doing the same thing. So we've got to help our friends in New South Wales. And how do we help? By actually writing a submission with your thoughts on why we shouldn't be locked out of these marine parks. Now, for the details, you can go to that exact Facebook site, which is called Stop the Lockouts, and they've got all the details of what politicians to actually write to and what websites you can go to fill in the appropriate forms to have your say in stopping these lockouts within these proposed marine parks. Now, doing a bit of research on it, I've found out that there's no science to it. They've got no science or any factual science at all in regards to saying that fishing will improve the fishing. It won't. What you've got to realise, people, is in the oceans, the fish move on. They come to one area and then off they go to another area. So stopping people fishing in certain areas is just ridiculous. And there's no signs. They've got no recordings planned to see whether the marine parks put in place have actually fixed the fishing. And it's just crazy, the amount of businesses out there that are going to lose money, the amount of money that could be generated. If people don't go fishing, they're not going to buy a license, and then there's no money for the government. Taxes go down. These people can't even work it out, that how financially bad it's going to be for the economy of this country. And people have the right to go fishing. They're out amongst nature. They're out, fishing with their sons and their daughters. They're in the great outdoors instead of getting behind computers and just sitting there and not doing any activities. These Greens, they don't want people to do any activities. They don't want them to enjoy life. They just want to sit in their car, have a view and say, isn't this a fantastic marine park? It's absolutely ridiculous, you know what I mean? And the greatest writer of all time was Ernest Hemingway. Ernest is a favourite writer of mine. And Ernest would be turning over in his grave right now if he knew what these Australian politicians are going to do to the people's right to go fishing. Ernest Hemingway wrote the greatest story of all times, The Old Man and the Sea, about fishing, and he won the Nobel Peace Prize for that book, because that's what fishing does. It creates peace. It creates people going out into nature. That's what it's all about. And he wrote about that. The greatest exponent of it, Ernest Hemingway. He would be devastated. So everyone, get to the Facebook page, look up Stop the Lockouts, put it in your search there, get onto that site, find out where to write to, and let's put a stop to this. Otherwise, one day it could even spread to Victoria, and who knows, our freshwater lakes. I might even try and stop that. Let's nip it in the bud, people. Let's nip it in the bud. Alright, let's go fishing. Alright, back in a minute if there's any action. Okay everyone, well, it's coming on to darkness, and I've had no success. I think you can really put it down to the water's too cold. There's not much food activity along the edges. Other parts of the lake there might be something happening, you just never know, but yeah, it's still cold, the water, and it's a few more days of spring. You're probably looking at around about late October, November, and this lake and a few other lakes around Central Highlands should start to fish well. So we keep trying. Well, I'm going to keep trying for a little bit longer till it gets really dark, but it's going to be about it. So if I don't catch any fish from now till dark, that'll be it. So I'll see you on the next episode of In Nature's Realm. See you then, folks. Okay everyone, now I thought to make this drawer for the Ian Scott watercolor painting, we'll first introduce you to my dog Gizmo here. Gizmo's a cross border collie cocker spaniel. He's a grouse hunting dog, and he's pretty old at the moment, but I'm going to use him. Now Giz, I'm going to give you this food if you play the game. Now I'm going to shoot Gizmo and he's going to die. And when he lands on the ground, the closest person of all the people that have marked on those bits of paper, the closest to his nose I'll draw. Alright? So Giz, here's the gun. Alright? Bang! Boom! Down he goes. So Gizmo's dead, and the closest one to his nose is this one right here. And the winner of the Ian Scott watercolor painting is Malcolm Robinson. Welcome Robinson. There he is there, you can see his name. Malcolm Robinson's won. Good boy Gizmo. Here's your treat. Come here. Come to life. Come to life. There you go, mate. There's your little treat. He loves these little bits of spaghetti, don't you, Giz? Alright, so we'll get in contact with Malcolm Robinson to send that the watercolour off to him real soon. And remember, you have to get your own frame for this watercolour, because last time I sent something with glass, yeah, it didn't arrive too well. So yeah, you'll have to get it framed yourself. But what I've got to be framed is just fantastic. So see you shortly.